Welcome, students, with another session of the story of village Palambur. Till now, you have seen what are the characteristics of village Palambur and what are the factors of production. Now, in this session, you will study about the farming in Palambur. What are the process through which production happens in the village Palambur, and you will also learn that how land is being utilized again and again. Okay, let's talk about the next, that is farming in Palambur, how farming in Palambur takes place, and we'll also make a relationship between farming in Palambur and the factors of production. So you have studied that in factors of production, very first requirement is land. Okay, so first point, land is fixed. Yes, we know that land is limited resource. Can we extend land? We can extend land by utilizing those land which has not been in use for month or years. But can we extend land on rivers? Is it possible? No. So land is a limited resource and it is fixed. We cannot extend the land. Okay, so land in Palampur cannot be increased for cultivation as the land is fixed. So, whatever land or the parts of land have been provided to the villagers of Palampur, they that land cannot be increased for cultivation. So, since 1960s, there has been no expansion of land. Only those land which were not utilized before, that is again being converted into a cultivable land. Okay, so land is fixed, it is a limited resource, and as in the Palampur. Next slide is talking about a question, that is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Why this question has been asked? Because you will find out that people of Palampur were well aware of utilizing of land and they have adopted few methods. Okay, so let's first see what are the crops that is grown in Palampur. You'll also be amazed by the fact that these farmers were well aware with the different seasons and what kind of crops they grow. During the rainy season, farmers grow jowar and bajra. These are also called as kharif crops. These are the main source of cattle feeding. Potatoes are also grown in the month of October and December. In the winter season, fields are sown with wheat. This is a rabi crop. So wheat is not only for self consumption, it is also grown for market selling. So whatever the wheat production happens, the farmers keep for themselves and rest they sell out in the market at nearby place, that is Raiganj. They also able to cultivate sugar cane once every year. They themselves convert the sugar cane into jaggery and then they sell out these jaggeries to small traders in Shahpur. So you have seen that these many crops are grown. Now how the villagers of Palampur able to grow these many crops? So they have adopted two methods. One is multiple cropping. Now what is this multiple cropping? Carefully observe. Multiple cropping is a process by which on a single piece of land one can grow crops more than one in a year. So in a single piece of land, more than one crop can be grown in a year. Next method, that is modern farming. Modern farming is the method which is using all the advanced tools like threshers, HYV seeds, then machines like tractors. All the modern methods have been used for cultivation that has helped in converting the same land and more amount of productions happen. Okay, in order to emphasize the modern farming methods when it is adopted in Palampur, before 1960s they were using all the primitive methods like cow dung as the manure, like axe, and after late 1960s what happened, they started utilizing the modern methods. Now what happened in 1960s? So in late 1960s green revolution was adopted. Now what is this green revolution? It brought about a change in the agricultural sector. So this green revolution main focus was to produce wheat and rice with the help of HYV seeds and all the modern methods like tractors, pesticides, electricity, pump sets, canals were made. All these were utilized for cultivation of wheat and rice. So this cultivation has not only helped all over the world, but it has helped in cultivation in the parts of Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh. So this method has also been adopted by the villagers of Palampur. Okay, so we have talked about green revolution. Now, what is advantages of that green revolution? What was disadvantages of the green revolution? So, advantage was they were utilizing HYV seeds. Now, what are those HYV seeds? These seeds are promised to produce much greater amount of grains on a single plant. As a result, more production on the same land. HYV seed has ensured that more amount of grains will be grown on the same piece of land. It has also helped in the development of Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh. The production became high in these states. Green Revolution mostly emphasized upon the two crops, that is wheat and rice. Many institutes have been opened up which does research on the farming methods, and the farmers in turn are being taught in that institutes. Now, apart from all these advantages, there have been a lot of disadvantages as well. As the HYV seeds were producing more amount of crops, they required more amount of water. This resulted in lowering of water table. Second, excess use of fertilizers made soil contaminated. More amount of fertilizers make soil loses its soil fertility. Then growth was only limited to few areas, that is Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh. Only two crops were focused upon in this green revolution, that is wheat and rice. And more amount of modern farming methods were used. Farmers were not getting jobs in this farming areas. One more advantages you can add, that is more amount of modern techniques, so it saves time. Now coming back to the same question, is it possible to grow more crops on a same piece of land? In Palampur, it is possible because there is electricity, and that electricity helps in irrigation purposes. It also helps in running pumps. It also helps the small scale industries. People saw that electric run tube wells could irrigate much without wastage of any resources. Will the land sustain? This question has been asked because after green revolution there has been a lot of disadvantages, though there were advantages. But due to green revolution natural resources were at stake. In many areas, green revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. Also, continuous use of groundwater for tube wells irrigation has led to the depletion of the water table. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. So, land, whatever green revolution brought, it brought about not only advantages but also disadvantages. For becoming soil, a lot of steps it has to go. So once the soil has lost its fertility, it becomes very hard to bring that soil to be cultivable limit. So we should use the natural resources in such a way without hampering the development of the future. Next is, will the land sustain? Land is a natural resource, but if we misuse the land will no more be useful for cultivation. Like the Green Revolution, though it was associated with a lot of positivity, but it brought a lot of negativity related to depletion of natural resource, that is land. And if one's land is being wasted off, we cannot bring it back. So land for the time being they can sustain, but after that it won't be useful for us once it loses its fertility. It will become a barren land if we misuse the land, and this will affect the future generations agriculture.